They're excellent. All kinds of things. So, gentlemen, where should we start? Should it be Rings of Power Season 2 finale? How about yes?
We could talk about it briefly, and Matt, if you just want to take off your headphones, we could do that.
Yeah, Matt, if you
okay.
don't want the spoilers, because Matt has been catching up. Matt's in what? The end of Season 1?
Yeah, you know what? I'm one of those guys that I had plenty of time to catch up and be caught up. So if I get spoilers now, I get spoilers. But
yeah, this finale was
over
a week ago now, I think. Over a week. It happened since our last episode, and it's been just over a week since that. Hey, we didn't wait a month this time. We didn't wait a month. So that's great.
You're trying to be more consistent.
Say what?
We're trying to be more consistent.
Yes. We're doing very okay at that too. All right, where to start? AC Gamer, what did you think of this finale? How did you like it, or how did you dislike it, and what were your thoughts about it? And did you gasp out loud when this was happening? Wait, this was happening.
Well, yeah, definitely the penultimate episode. The episode before was, that's the big battle. It was a lot more action packed, but this one is kind of tying everything up. I think they ultimately sort of it could be a series conclusion if they wanted it to be, but they still left plenty of threads to keep on going, which I think they will be, because they said this season has been doing insane numbers for Amazon.
Yeah, I've been hearing it's been doing very well.
But yes, it is kind of setting. It's just inching closer to where we are in basically the prelude of Fellowship of the Ring, the huge battle at Mount Doom.
Yeah.
Sauron's revealed himself. He's caught.
Yeah.
They said this guy that we thought was this other guy. Yeah, he's Sauron. Anatar.
Finally figured it out. Anatar. Love it when they say the R's in Elvish.
But yeah, I mean the big strokes of the episode. Celebrimbor bites the big one, unfortunately.
Rip.
Oh,
Celebrimbor.
Yeah, sorry, Matt. But hey, you played
fine.
Shadow of War. You knew he was dead.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was just a funny
Yeah. He was great. He was so good this season. Oh my goodness. This man deserves awards for this performance. That's so saith me.
He was really good. He deserves an Emmy for best supporting actor or best actor.
He was fantastic.
Okay. Don't they do Emmys for the Amazon shows and stuff?
I think they're plenty eligible. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. So yeah, he should definitely be up there. What else? The whole plan to use Morgoth's crown to kill Sauron fails.
Yeah.
They have
oh man, friggin' Adar. How about Adar? Also killed. Killed at the end in the most poetically, wonderfully beautiful way. We see him here in his brief moment after he put on Galadriel's ring, and it healed his face up a little bit, and he appeared normal elven for a scene, which was I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked seeing him like that, and I liked how he didn't say his name. She asked him what his name was, and he's like, I don't know. I earned the name Adar long ago, though, so that's what I am. And he gives her back the ring, and he turns back into Adar, and then then they slay him just like they. It was a nice full circle to the beginning scene of the season, where we saw, spoiler for Matt, a flashback of Sauron dying previously, not in a previous incarnation of himself. And then Adar gets killed in the exact same way, surrounded by those orcs, and they just lay into him.
Yeah, because basically,
it was powerful.
It was kind of I think Sauron's plan from the beginning to turn the orcs against Adar.
Yeah,
just like they did,
back.
just like he did to him.
Yeah. It was very poetic. It was such dark justice for the bad guy. The bad guy really pulled that one off perfectly. So long, Adar. Whoever you were, whatever. And it makes me wonder what his elven name was. Who is he? Tell me. But I don't know.
Oh, well, no, it's kind of unknown, but Adar is like he's the father of the orcs. He was like one of the first orcs that was, mutilated by Morgoth,
Oh
or
yeah,
one of the first elves. I mean, to be an orc.
yeah. But what was his elven name, though? What was his actual elven identity? Who was he back then before all that? That's what I want to know now. I want an Adar flashback episode.
I don't think there's an answer to that in actual Tolkien lore. But
yeah, is he?
His name was James Taylor.
Was he a new character for the show, or is he from some of the writings? You know, AC.
I have to consult
he
the
might
wiki.
have been a new character, but I'm not sure.
I think
Some of them were. They made some new characters for this, but I'm not sure.
I think he is a new character, but he was kind of like representative, just like he is like the first orc, basically.
Yeah, yeah. We got Mike Young and Nimrod in the house with us. Hey, boys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, what else?
Plenty.
This is something that I thought they wouldn't do, but they name drop Gandalf.
Yeah,
he's Gandalf.
Named him. They named him. And how did you feel about it?
Fine, I thought.
I was a little underwhelmed, and I found myself slightly disappointed when they actually named him. I was like, okay. Like I thought they were leaning towards it so heavily the whole time, but then when it finally was him, I was a little bit like, okay.
Yeah, I mean and I think they also have like enough wiggle room to say like, oh wait, he's not actually Gandalf, but maybe this is like.
But he's got the staff now.
Yeah, he's got the same staff. I don't know what's going on. Like they pull a lot from the Peter Jackson movies when I thought they weren't supposed to, because also the other huge thing is Elendil. He gets the damn sword.
Yeah,
he gets the sword that we see in the Peter Jackson movies.
Oh, I don't have a photo of Elendil, but here's his son. Yeah, he did pull out the sword. The sword that gets reforged for Aragorn later on, that chops the finger off of Sauron eventually. We're going to see that.
I used to have that sword when I was in high school, hanging on my bedroom wall.
That's great.
And then I traded it for the Hanzo Hatashi sword from Kill Bill.
Hell yeah.
and then I ended up selling that because I was a poor college kid and needed money.
Yeah. Happens.
That happens.
How about this guy? Look at this smug son of a bitch. Don't you just want to punch him in his dumb face? He's such an asshole in this show. The actor's very good at it, but man, his character just makes me hate him. It's such a Weasley snot. Well portrayed, but man, I hate this character. He's from Numenor. He's on Pharazon's side. Is he related to Pharazon? El Pharazon? What's his name?
Yeah, Alfarzon. I don't remember. He's just kind of just like I don't know.
He's this little.
He's like,
I don't know. Yeah,
just like
a little goon.
He's just like a little weasel man.
Mikey saw a headline that said the ring making took 400 years. Yeah, in the written works, Celebrimbor is working on that stuff for hundreds of years, right? In Eregion.
Yeah, they do a lot of like time jumping in the show. I think that they don't really portray enough because the Numenorians are also like long life, they have long life, so you don't really see them age. But like I think like collectively over the 2 seasons, like hundreds of years have passed.
This guy right here, Arondir, he's our king of time jumping and also magical healing. Because remember at the end of episode 7 in season 2 when he got stabbed the hell up? And then in episode 8, he was just fine and dandy. No explanation. Fine and dandy.
He's like,
I hate
he's
when
definitely
shows do that.
He's definitely like the Legolas of the show. He's like pretty much like amazing at everything he does.
Yeah, and shows up when it's most convenient with no explanation of how he got there. Just, here I am. I was just watching you and I killed these guys that were about to get you. You want to fight together? Okay. It's a sweet battle scene, which I like his fight choreography, don't get me wrong, but he's a very convenient character.
Oh yeah, he's definitely the Legolas. Like, when Legolas is able to like take down a whole Oliphant and squadron of orcs
and surf down the trunk as it crumbles to the ground. Yeah, He's there. He's got BLE, right? Big Legolas energy.
Those are wood elves for you, baby.
Yeah. But I do like it when he's fighting. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, he's good at it. Shooting them arrows. Giving those looks. Being so stoic. He's a Vulcan is what he is. He's an action Vulcan.
An action Vulcan.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Does he have a grip?
But yeah.
How about this opening scene? How about the opening scene of this episode? Dwarf.
Right, yeah.
Oh my God, it was dwarfalicious. Matt, big spoilers on this, but we watched Durin the Third shove his son back, give him the ring, and then go leaping at this Balrog like a king rock star super badass of the mountain for all time. In what I thought was perhaps the most beautiful shot of TV this year. And he just like takes his mighty swing at this thing, and that's the last we're going to see of him, I guess.
I think so, yeah.
But that opening, this was the opening scene of the episode, though, the final episode, and it was just delicious to watch. Just delicious. Oh, I was... I cheered audibly, alone to myself at my TV.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of the opening scene of The Two Towers when, Gandalf, drops down the chasm to pursue the Balrog and fights them while they're falling.
Without having that scope. And there was like the whip to the ankle. We saw the Balrog whip this guy's ankle and pull him down a little bit. It was a total throwback to that scene, that Gandalf scene.
Nice.
And it was, they did, I think, as good as they could to make it as epic as possible for being just the quick, 3-minute opening scene before the credits. It was impressive. It was impressive, and it was delicious, and it's like, it's not like they could have used the Balrog a whole lot more without it losing its sort of effectiveness as a shadow demon, So I thought, to have that be as much as they show the Balrog this whole season, even though they've been talking about it for 2 seasons, it was like, all right, I think it was worth it.
Yeah, definitely can't overuse the Balrog. But yeah, no, it was also kind of like a nice little closing arc between Durin and his dad, because they've been butting heads all season.
Oh, heartbreaking, that look on his face. These dwarf actors also, I think so many of these characters are being so well played this season. It's phenomenal.
I did like the younger Durin. Like, I thought he was great with his interactions in season 1 with Elrond, and I really liked that.
So good.
Yeah, I liked the rock smashing contest.
Yeah. Mikey wants to be a Balrog when he grows up. Hey, me too, man. Me too. Absolutely.
Don't we all?
Let's see. We had Elrond. We saw them. Eregion fell in this episode. Elrond and what is this guy's name? Gil-galad? I forget.
Gil-galad.
Yes.
He's the High King.
The High King. I don't know. They made a good go of it. But they didn't get their backup from Durin because he was distracted by his dad and the Balrog. But the dwarf showed up, I guess, in time to help them escape Eregion after it falls. Right? And they get the hell out of there, and they end up off in old Rivendell, right? That's where they're at in that last scene, I believe.
No, I think that's the other place where Gil-galad's kingdom is.
That wasn't Rivendell?
Or was it Rivendell?
River? Oh man, that's what I was thinking. That was the impression I got, but I might just have been.
Oh, maybe they are alluding to that then.
Wishful thinking. But it was.
But yeah,
no. The river there, they stand up on the ledge, and then that elf starts just screaming at him, and then all the elves scream at him, it seemed very un-elven to me in that moment, actually, where all the elves just stand and raise their swords and give a cheer. It was like it seemed a lot more human than elven.
Yeah, it's I mean, that's the thing with the rings. It's like it just created so much conflict. Gil-galad, so he's the High King. I don't know, like kind of spoiler for like the whole franchise. That big battle on Mount Doom, Gil-galad's there. He dies there, and so Elrond inherits his ring.
Yeah, okay.
Eventually. I don't know if they'll do that within the show, like if he'll give it to Elrond or if Elrond got it there at the battle, but he gets the ring. Galadriel has her ring, and then the other guy, the shipfarer guy, I can't pronounce his name. He gives his ring to Gandalf eventually.
Oh, wow.
And so those are where the rings end up. And so I thought that was kind of apt that they called the stranger Grand Elf, because he is kind of elvish in a way.
Grand Elf. Instead of, it's Gandalf, right? Traditionally, his name. And it was like means wand elf, I believe. If I remember what I looked up right. But
something like that.
Yeah,
they
kind of changed it to Grand Elf and then to Gandalf is what, by the end of it. He's just like, okay, Gandalf? But that's not really what they were calling him, but that's his name now, and he's got the staff. So sure enough. Yep. But, you know, I saw in interviews with the creators of this show that they didn't really have the plan to make him Gandalf in Season 1, and then for Season 2 decided it. And it's like, I just wonder why they went that way instead of doing any other wizardly things with him.
I think it's because they weren't sure if they were allowed to do it.
Maybe.
But maybe they got their blessing from the estate
of
Tolkien to be like, okay, he's Gandalf, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the other evil wizard guy, he's nobody apparently, I guess. He's just.
Well, doesn't that make him Saruman? They were calling each other old friend and talking like, they were talking like Gandalf and Saruman to each other. Oh wait, you talking about the Dark Wizard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still seems like very, like, odd that they would like, because in Lord of the Rings, like at the beginning, like they're friends, like they're actually like, you know. Saruman is still like his superior.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah. In the Hobbit, he rescues Gandalf.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's like they'll do something to like clear the air about that, or to be like, oh no, he was actually one of the blue wizards or something, or it's possible that he was just like a human that, because there are. There's never really a whole lot of media about it, but they do talk about like some humans have been able to harness magic. You know, like you would think like a traditional wizard. They're not like, you know, part of the Valar.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. That's one of those threads that I hope they, you know, do in Season 3. If they do, if there's a Season 3.
It sounds like they're planning on it as far as I've seen online.
Yeah, that's what I've read. It's like they like this season like even exceeded like the first season.
Yeah.
As far as like viewers, so I'm sure they'll eventually get to it. It's just like these shows take forever to make, you know.
Yeah.
Especially when they don't know that they're going to able to do another, because if they did know, then they'd probably already have started filming it by now.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's going to be like a couple years.
Yeah, we're gonna be waiting. Also, what was Aeron there doing just hanging out with the elvish royalty up on that ledge? Does he really belong up there? He's just some elven warrior scrub, isn't he? He doesn't belong standing with these elf gods, practically elf gods.
But he's still an elf, and they respect him for, you know,
for showing up conveniently.
But yeah, there is like animosity between like the high elves and the wood elves.
Yeah.
Like in the lore. It's like because the wood elves are kind of like more like connected to Middle Earth. Like they like Middle Earth. They love the woods. They love the nature of it.
Yeah. What about this kid? What's he gonna do? When's he gonna do something? What's his name?
I don't know. I wish I forget. He's like he's kind of
why is he still
inconsequential.
Yeah. I
think keep your eyes out, Matt. Let us know as you're rewatching if he actually does anything at any point of note or of use.
I think he's kind of like there because he's Bronwyn's son, and Bronwyn isn't in this season. Yeah,
she died off screen. Oh, sorry, Matt. Spoilers. It's okay. Just forget about this before you start watching again. Just forget.
I'll have to do a lot of drinking.
All right.
It's not about hey man, it's not about the destination, it's the journey. And it's a beautiful the last episode of season 1 is terrific. And you'll love it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard, Mike, but I was going to watch the last episode of season 1, but the hockey game I watched last night was super heart pounding and super edge of my seat, so I just went to bed right after. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. I forgive you.
Give him a heart attack. Anyways, what else? We should move on to the next show.
Rings of Power. Yeah, there's Rings of Power for you. Season finale. I was pretty stoked about it. I thought it was a pretty solid episode, though. Pretty solid episode of television right there, for sure. I liked it a lot.